Welcome to Local Edition. I'm Hernan Molina. I'm joined today with Los Angeles City Councilman Jose Huizar. Thank you very much for being here.
Thank you for having me, Hernan.
Good having you. So your district has had some problems with public safety, specifically with speedways on Colorado Boulevard. And I understand that the City Council, under your leadership, has taken action. What are those actions?
Yes, well, on Colorado Boulevard in Eagle Rock, you have traffic coming from the San Gabriel Valley going to downtown LA, Glendale, and other parts. And you have people coming off the 134 freeway onto a slope, so naturally inclined to have speeding. Before we used to have problems with actually young people organizing races, that we got rid of that, but now there's a natural inclination to speed. And this past August we had a fatal accident in which 4 young people died, including an unborn. Yeah. And so we wanted to make sure that we did something to slow down traffic on Colorado Boulevard and to remind people to slow down no matter where they are. Exactly. But on Colorado Boulevard specifically, we had been working on reducing the lights that are green so that people don't have a straight shot from the 134 freeway on downward. So between 9 p.m. and 5 a.m. you have red lights and green lights going on automatically, so you won't have green light shooting down. And that's contrary to what the Department of Transportation does normally.
Exactly, because they want to speed up the traffic.
Because of congestion everywhere.
Traffic flow.
The goal is speed up traffic, but that's not when we have rush hour, that's not when we have most of our traffic, but that is the time that people are inclined to speed there. Exactly. So that's going to help. Also, there's a new light that we put up off the 134 that it's a sensor light. If the light senses that the person is traveling more than 35 miles per hour, automatically turns red. So they could stop and slow down. Finally, we acquired some federal funding to put the speed feedback signs, and those work. I was driving back from Santa Barbara, and I saw one of those and said, whoa, I didn't know it was 5 miles over. You know, it reminds us how fast we're going, so we slowed down. Those are going to go up in a couple of months. And finally, 2 very significant things. One is we put more traffic officers on Colorado Boulevard.
That's what I was going to ask you.
We issued over 600 tickets, a majority of them for speeding. So that's certainly when people know, hey, there's cops around, that person's getting a ticket, people automatically slow down. That's worked. And one thing we've been working on for a long time, that was really, we started it because we wanted to reduce graffiti and the number of break-ins into local shops. We had been working with the local Chamber of Commerce to put up cameras. We have 4 cameras that are up that will help our officers monitor. It'll be a deterrent factor. If people see them there, they're going to slow down, and they're monitored 24 hours a day by the local police station. And I acquired $50,000 for that to happen.
So it's prevention and enforcement combined.
It's prevention and enforcement combined, and the cameras, I think, we want to prevent and protect. I mean, protect privacy, but at the same time, it will help us with reducing crime overall on Colorado Boulevard.
Let me change the subject. Boyle Heights, also in your district, great part of your district, there was a processing plant, a recycling plant that was operating without permits, and the neighbors were complaining because it was creating a lot of dust. And I understand that you took also leadership on that area. And what happened with the plant?
Well, we shut it down finally, and yes, many neighbors were complaining about, it was a concrete crushing facility where concrete would go there, they'd crush it, and that sent a lot of pollutants into the air. That could complicate people with asthma. It's just not healthy. And when we started investigating, we found that this plant had been operated without proper permits. We immediately contacted Building and Safety. Building and Safety shut them down. The owner appealed, and finally this past week the commission took away their said you got to shut down. It's an enforcement action, and so thankfully we shut that down. But I think this is but one example of many other facilities in Boyle Heights, a place where I grew up and still live, that there's industry around this great neighborhood, that some of those facilities haven't always followed the rules, and we got to make sure that we take down more of those facilities that are not properly permitted, because they may be contaminating our air, contaminating the local neighborhood without us realizing. And right now we're actually in 2 other battles. We're fighting the Vernon power plant in the city of Vernon that wants to create a power plant that's going to really affect the health of our neighbors as well.
Yeah, and that's one way to improve quality of life, which the neighbors obviously elected you to monitor for that. Yes. Thank you very much for all the work you're doing, and please come back. It's always a pleasure seeing you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. You've been watching Local Edition with Los Angeles Councilman Jose Huizar. I'm Hernan Molina, and now back to CNN Headline News.